This is a very restricted lifestyle to achieve a very specific goal for them.
Wow, whatever job he was doing where he could make that amount of money, I wouldn't want to let my skills get so rusty I couldn't jump back into the job market if I needed to.
When he runs out of money, he's going to be going back in at entry level. We are going to be doing one of our reacting videos to somebody retiring in their early 30s. Now, Zach has promised us that this is going to be a very different reaction from us, and it may want us to reflect on our life choices. So are you going to hit plays, Filippo? All right. What are we? Retiring in our early 30s.
I've been retired 7 years, and I am living in Raleigh, North Carolina, with my wife and 3 children, and we own a house here.
Lordy.
And I got started investing right out of college around age 24 or 25.
How this man retired at 30? He's retired with 3 kids.
As an engineer in 2013. His wife, who's also retired, was a financial analyst.
We made about 80 or 90,000 when we started out working.
What's
per
Acorns?
year, combined income, and then at our peak earning year, right before I quit working, we were each at about 70,000 per year, so about $140,000 per year total income in 2013.
The couple decided early on that they wanted to retire young.
Why?
And their first step to getting there was to make a plan.
Okay.
I put together a spreadsheet and then some analysis, and I thought, hey, great, I can retire in about 20 years, and I'm going to need probably $2.5 million. Over the intervening decade, I realized that I didn't need quite that much money, and it only took us 10 years to get to the point we needed to be to.
McCurry used the 4% rule to set his end goal.
What's the 4%
The idea is
rule?
simple. You save up a large enough nest egg, invest it, and withdraw 4% every year to cover your spending. Meanwhile,
That's how you
the
can draw
investments
down
grow
without
and
it.
replace the spent
As long as it's growing more than 4%.
$2.5 million. Some of that was to pay off the house, some of that was to pay for kids' college, and then the rest of it was for living expenses.
Oh, they're going to pay for kids' college on top of this?
Conservative. And over the years, I figured out that I wasn't spending anything close to $80,000 or $100,000 per year. I was spending a lot less, $30,000 or $40,000 per year after I take out the mortgage payment.
How?
So as we refined our numbers and saved and invested more, that 2.5 million number we started aiming for turned into about 1.3 million.
Once their goal was set, the McCurrys got to work and took advantage of every saving tool they could find.
Yeah, each year we were saving somewhere between 50 and 80% of our total gross incomes towards retirement savings or brokerage account. And those in dollar terms, those amounted to about 50 to 100,000 per year, just depending on how much we made and the bonuses that year and the 401k matches and that sort of thing.
The couple still maintains a
Pause.
frugal.
Well, I don't know how they're living on $40,000. I don't know. With 3 kids, and but maybe but maybe is we don't live in North Carolina.
Okay.
Where there's less taxes.
Yeah, but cars are the same. Colleges, when Zach said we were going to be watching a video of somebody of a couple who's retired in their early 30s, he said a couple who's retired in their early 30s, not a family of 5 who has to put 3 kids through college.
Well,
okay, because for a lot of people, $1.3 million is going to be college for 3 kids.
But once again, if you live in a place where there's less taxes, right, that helps some, where the cost of living is less, and making $140,000 in a place with low cost of living, maybe that's it. They haven't shown a picture of their house that they've paid off. Maybe they have a triple.
Oh no, the house hasn't been paid off. They're still making. No, the house hasn't. Has the house been paid off? I thought they're still.
Well, let's keep.
Kids, keep going here. This is a hard one to do, Zach.
Lifestyle, despite nearly doubling their net worth over the first 7 years of retirement.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Loosen up the belt buckle some, primarily because our net worth keeps growing as our investments grow. So we're watching our net worth grow faster than our spending is right now, which is a good position to be in. We have too much money versus too little.
No such thing as too much money.
McCurry keeps his investment portfolio simple and avoids picking individual stocks.
So in terms of asset allocation, my portfolio is about 90% stocks, and that's spread across U.S. and international index funds.
When was this recorded?
And the other 10% is bonds, total market bond index fund from Vanguard. So pretty pretty plain, simple stuff.
Okay, so
I don't
this
really
was
dabble in
recorded
individual
before
securities,
things got really
pricing,
crazy 2
market,
years ago,
everything.
and it was
Couples nest egg
only
took
going
a
up.
huge hit during the coronavirus shutdown.
Yeah,
but
but
McCurry
still.
stuck to his plan.
I wouldn't say I panicked. I certainly pay attention to it in the sense that I watched about $500,000 shrink in about a month.
Okay.
So, going from about $2 million in investments down to about 1.5 million. That's certainly something I think anybody would pay attention
Definitely.
to and worry about. I will say it's probably the closest I've ever thought about selling everything and going to cash or something safe like bonds. And so I had that thought for a split second of, I need to at least preserve what I have left. But then the rational part of me took over and said, this is long-term money. This is money I have invested for hopefully 40 or 50 more years of retirement.
Okay, so this was 2 years ago. He took care of he survived the market drop in COVID, but if this was 2 years ago, this is still before inflation and a massive increase in interest rates, and he was only 10% in fixed. He was 90% in stock, and the market's been going.
Which is pretty aggressive.
Which is pretty.
'cause
This
he's
is a
young.
very aggressive thing because he's very young. This is something very specific to them. This is the word that keeps coming to my mind is ascetic. Okay, this is almost. This is a very restricted lifestyle to achieve a very specific goal for them.
So what's interesting about this to me is what they're testing is the idea is if you have a certain amount of money at a certain part in your life, is it reasonable to just think that you can grow off of that money and that you can pay for everything? And I would say, wow, whatever job he was doing where he could make that amount of money, I wouldn't want to let my skills get so rusty I couldn't jump back in the job market if I needed to, or if I wanted to. I don't know if you can be that certain enough in this world anymore that a certain amount of money will be enough. He's trying to see, can he get to the smallest amount possible to live? Not a bad habit, but I would say if they often say if your life is a stock, then your investments should be a bond. Or if your life is a bond, your job should be a stock. And what they're
Who
saying,
says that?
what it means is if, say you have like a go to the moon kind of job and you're making tons of money, but it's kind of risky, well, then you should actually have some pretty conservative conservative investments to fall back on.
But if you have...
And if your life is very, like you're working in a job, it'll be there every year, then maybe you can be more aggressive on your investments. But the thing is, most people that I've talked to that I think are pretty savvy say, have a couple of different buckets so you can pull from each bucket as you need to. His one bucket is his investment money. And I would say, young man, have your working life be still something
he's retired. So because he's retired, there is no working life, okay? So, but it's 60 it's 60 years of life expectancy, okay? No idea what's going to happen with inflation. Well, he's got to pay for it on his own, okay? He's got 60 years of life expectancy. What's going to happen with medical costs? And he started this when inflation had been near zero for almost 20 years, okay? So I understand why he's done this in hindsight. I'm not optimistic as for how future-proof this is. I'm sorry, this one I'm going to be a little bit pessimistic on another way. Yes, am I jealous as can be? Oh yeah, heck yeah. But three kids at home and not working? Oh no. Again, is it jealousy on my part? Yes. Am I rationalizing, making stuff up? Of course I am. I'm on YouTube, all right? But is it an amazing thing if he can pull it off? Heck yeah. I'm not going to say no to this guy. If he can make it work, it's something very specific for him that's not going to translate to a lot of people. The economy would take a massive hit if 80% of the population tried to do this. Where's all the spending gone? Okay, no, seriously, our economy is built on not this guy. Our entire GDP is built on the opposite of this guy. Okay, is built on Filippo and me.
I would say, yes, I would say that it's an interesting idea maybe to gear your life to a way where making a lot of money you don't have to do. You should probably, though, look to see how do you stay engaged in general so that you have options, because I think mostly when you look at somebody during their whole lifetime, you want options. If you have the option that you never have to work again, and somehow you are so amazing at saving and not spending money and growing your money, then you are like a unicorn, and bless you. But I'd say most of you should actually look at, how can I do options?
Right.
You know, and for me, I just don't want to limit my options if for some reason my kids need certain kind of surgery or something like that. I just don't.
Yeah.
You know,
it'll be interesting to see what he's paying for health insurance, which he didn't mention, and all those other things. And if the guy, again, not casting shade on this guy, it's working for him. But so if you like this video as much as we enjoyed watching and talking about it, please check out our other video reaction videos, and we would love to hear from you to continue this conversation so I can pour myself another glass of bourbon. All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Toodaloo.